Hi guys. So today we are going to talk about spikes in agile projects. A lot of you may have already heard about this term spike. So let me give you a little bit glimpse into why do we use spikes, what is the purpose and what should be the best practices around using spikes. So let us first try to understand what is a spike in an agile project. So generally, whenever you are doing any sort of work where you really don't know about the actual outcome and what all options and solution approach you can take, basically you are doing a kind of investigation or a research work. So spikes is generally used for that purpose. Whenever you are doing any investigation or research, you can create a spike kind of work item for yourself to carry out that investigation. It could be technical in nature or it could be functional in nature as well. So various agile project management tools like Jira, Version 1, Azure DevOps, all of them, will give you a way to create spikes. For example, in Jira, you can select the issue type as a spike, and then you can fill the further details into it. And similarly, in version 1, you can change the type, of story. So you can select the story type as a spike and then fill out all the details into it. So various tools have this option. Now coming to how you should be describing the spike, how you should be writing the spike, and what should be best practices around it, right? So there is an acronym called as STREET, which you can keep in mind, STREET, whenever you are writing a spike and working on it. So, wherein S stands for stakeholder. So, you need to ensure that your spike is having defined a stakeholder or stakeholders. So, these will be the people who will ultimately, review the result of the spike and will make any decision out of it. So, suppose you are doing a technical investigation. Here, your stakeholder could be your technical manager or lead solution architect who is going to review the result of this technical spike and will take a decision based upon the results. It could be that okay, we are going to use this tool for doing any particular work in the project. So your technical spike may be the investigation into that tool, and based upon which your solution architect will decide whether we are going to use this tool or not. Similarly, there could be functional spikes as well, wherein your stakeholder could be any business person who may decide whether we are going to take this business approach, whether we are going to take this marketing approach or not. So the result of the spike is generally a decision, and then it can further, give birth to more user stories. It can give birth to a new POC project as well. So these kind of work items and this kind of work will get born when the spike gets completed. Okay. Yeah, I talked about S, wherein it is important to have a stakeholder for your spikes. Coming to T, which talks about time box. Okay, so it is very important that your investigation is time boxed, right? Because we are working in agile projects where we tend to keep everything in a time box fashion. So why not to have the spikes in a time box manner as well? So you should, allocate some time to your spike that you are going to investigate. That you are going to spend on that investigation. So generally, it is a best practice that the time box of your spike is within the iterations time box. So, for example, if you are having a 3 weeks of a sprint, you can allocate 5 days to that spike. That in total, we are just going to spend 5 days on this investigation. And then coming to the next one, which is R. Okay, so R talks about review. Okay, so it is very important that once you have carried out the investigation, all the members, who are concerned with that spike, it could be a team of various members. So those should get together and review the results of the spike, so that when we are making any decision, on that, we can make use of the collective intelligence. So the team needs to review together the result of the spike. That is important. And coming to the next, which is E, and it stands for the expected outcome. So when you are, writing the spike, you should be mentioning that, what value you are going to get from this spike. So you can mention that the based on the results of this spike, we will going to take certain decision about this and that thing. So what is the actual expected outcome? So expected outcome is nothing but why are you, carrying out this investigation or research. It talks about that. Coming to the next E in the street, which is evaluation criteria. Okay, so evaluation criteria is again very important, and it talks about how are you going to assess the various options available. So how are you going to evaluate? So it should be mentioned very very clearly. Okay, so for example, if this gives us this much of the performance time, or if we will get this kind of ROI. Okay, so then we will try to consider these options and like that. So there should be a clear evaluation criteria. Talking to the last one here, which is T, and it stands for a team. So every spike, should have a dedicated team who will be concerned with it and who will be carrying out the investigation. And there should be clear ownership on the spike as well. That who is going to carry out the investigation. It could be one person, or it could be a group of members, but there should be clear ownership that to which team this spike belongs. So this was the street acronym for spike, STREET. Again, I'll repeat, stands for stakeholder, time box, review, expected outcome, evaluation criteria, and team. So yeah, this was all about Spike. And if you have, any questions, or if you have more ideas, want to know more about it, then feel free to put it in the comments box. If you have carried out spikes in your agile projects and you want to share anything interesting about it, then feel free to do that. It will help me and other learners also to, get some knowledge out of it. Again, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.